Hey, it's Maher, and in front of me today I have a 2020 Chevy Blazer. This one is the True North Edition, and as you can see by the color, it is as black as can be. We are going to go on inside, but before we do, we're going to take a look at the outside, going front to back. Just before, take a look, nice black paint job. The plastic around the trim areas, that is all a nice shiny piano black. And along the front here, take a look, those are your LED headlights, daytime running lights on the bottom, and fog lights as well. I love the new design, especially in the 2020 models. A lot of the vehicles, I've mentioned this before, a lot of vehicles are going now with straighter, crisper, cleaner lines, and this vehicle of course carries over that. Taking a look at the tires here, we've got, I believe, 20-inch Michelins. This vehicle is an all-wheel drive SUV, so 20-inch Michelins definitely give you traction on a day like today. Especially, take a look at that, all that snow. You definitely need all-wheel drive support and traction doing all that. Now, my camera's kind of gone funky. There we go. We're going to hop inside, but on the doorknob here, you can see a quick silver button. That button is what you're going to push to get in and out. It is keyless entry. So along with a remote lock and unlock, you can get in just by having the key in your pocket or your purse. On the door, it is beautiful, nice, soft, kind of darker gray, not exactly black leather. And for controls and handles, you have your standard power windows, power mirrors, power locks, and that is how you control it. Just up here, that is where the locks are. One last feature to control, or one last button to push and play with, is this one down here. That is for your rear power hatch. The power hatch does go up and down automatically, and you're able to set the height at maximum 3/4 or completely off. So that's really good if you're living in a parkade or something and you need to have a little bit of clearance space right behind the car before you open the door. We're going to move on to the seats. These ones are leather adjustable power seats. Leather continues all the way through the vehicle. Before we hop on in the back, we're going to sit inside. Let me close up the window so it's nice and warm inside. And there you go. That's what it looks like in the driver's seat. Steering wheel, of course, it is not heated, so there's no button right here for heated steering wheel, although I wish that was a feature available. Nice soft leather. On the left hand side, the buttons that you do have, these ones here are for your cruise control, up, down, speed selection, set and resume. The ones on the right hand side here, these ones are going to be your audio communication, hand-free button to answer and hang up calls, volume up and down, as well as this one right here. This controls that center little menu on your dashboard screen. Get a little bit closer. Some more menu options to choose from. You got fuel information, oil life, tire pressure. Pretty much everything has a digital display nowadays, so it tells you everything you need to know. Full health monitor for your vehicle. Really good. Of course, speedometer, tachometer, fuel gauges, all the good stuff. Important thing to note, just kilometers on the right hand side here, no miles. What else? On the left hand side of the steering wheel, we have controls for your headlights, automatic on, off. Oops, that is the wrong way to go. Let us try to flip the camera back. There we go. I have no idea why the camera is playing a little funky right now, so we'll pretend like that never happened and keep going. Controls again. Headlights, this is for your illumination on the dashboard. Pops out and you have a quick dimmer switch. On the left hand side, blinkers. Yes, they do exist. And on the right hand side, these are going to be for your washer and wiper. Moving right along, we have controls. This one right here is big ass push button start. Down here, this is actually your auto hold on off switch toggle thing. So when you're at a red light, let's say you're stopped for a second, waiting for it to change a little bit, it's going to actually turn off your engine. So turning off the engine saves on fuel economy, and as soon as you lift your foot off the brake pedal, your engine's going to start up again, allowing you to go. Hazard lights are right next to there as well. And you have this big media screen right in the middle. An important thing to note, usually you're used to having air vents and stuff up here on the top. We don't actually have them. We have one on the left hand side here, but on the center console, the air vents have been moved down to here. They point up and they point up and directionally pointed towards you and the passenger. They are dual zone climate, so the entire air vent itself serves as a knob or a dial of some sort with a small display right there and a small indication on the screen too. In terms of media options, AM, FM radio, satellite radio, of course, is included. Sirius XM, that's right there. And one last thing to show you before we move on from the screen, it is a nice backup camera. Of course, many more options to explore in there. That is going to be for you to do later on. Power controls there. And this is a new layout for temperature control, climate control buttons. I'm not actually a big fan of that. I mentioned this before in different videos that I'm a little bit taller, so when I'm sitting here, this beveled edge kind of blocks the icon, so I can't exactly see what's what and what direction it's pointing to. If I was a little bit shorter, I'm sure I would be able to see the icons clearly. So it's going to be one of those things that you have to get used to, kind of play with muscle memory in terms of knowing which button to push for what. Heated seats right there, one for the passenger. Moving right down, we have USB connectivity, so you have a USB 2.0 and a USB-C, which is awesome, 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 especially for nowadays with new appliances, new electronics coming out with USB-C. Great that it's included in there. Small section right here to, place your, a small section right there to place your keys, pen, a notepad, whatever it may be. Second set of keys. Of course, you got to have your Starbucks, and we do have a selection knob right here that controls your all-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, your 4x4. That's going to be fun to play with. One last thing before we hop in the back, take a look at this knob right here, or this button I should say. This is the button that pops open the glove compartment. There is no physical knob to pull or do anything there, so small to press button right there. I think I've played with everything so far, so just quickly, we have OnStar connectivity built in right there. I'm not going to go on and on about that because OnStar is a pretty well-known thing by now. Getting out of the vehicle into the back, the leather seats continue all the way around. So you can see leather on the back there. And then on the right-hand side, oops, no. There we go. So you see leather seats. And of course, that third one in the middle comes out to be cup holders. I've mentioned it as well. USB-C is right there, good to have for the back passengers, along with a normal USB. And I think the last thing to do is take a look at the back. There is a small hidden kind of secret button right down there. Pushing that button will open the rear power hatch, just like I mentioned. It is set to all the way full opening. And you can see a lot of cargo room. One quick thing to note is that there are small little latches here. Pulling those, there's also one on this side here. Pulling that one too props those seats down so you have rear 60/40 split and gives you a lot more storage space for cargo. And lifting this little thing up gives you a small space down here for your spare tire, your jack, and all the tools you need to switch that up. So that is that. Let us push the button right here. And yeah, it's going to do its thing. It's going to close up. I think I have to get out of the way because if you hear that noise behind me, that is a big snowplow telling me to move the car. So I'm going to wrap up that video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Once again, that is a 2020 Chevy Blazer, the True North Edition. And as always, thanks for watching. Yeah, I got to get out of the way for the big snowplow.